Ladies and goons, and I am speaking, of course, personally. Now, I know that last weekend's thing was certainly Buckfaster fueled, and so if I offended anybody, then over the weekend at all, then I would like to apologise most humbly, and for that reason, yes, I know. I was told off about, drinking the damn thing from a glass and what have you. But that was Friday night, and of course Saturday was slightly puzzling for me. Anyway, let's crack on. So, the first thing I do want to address before we get on to the main topic is the Buck Stang. Now, Malco did message me and tell me that what I'd done was actually got the chicken head positions actually back to front, and so what we do have, and I've got to tell you, this is great. So positions 1 to 4 actually start from here and work anti-clockwise like this. He also mentioned that he said, you know that woody sound that you were talking about from the middle pickup? He said, well, yeah. He said, see, that is actually a piece of wood. So what we in fact do have here is an HH configuration Stratocaster. So we've got this lovely old Seymour Duncan USA here, and what I didn't know, that I was desperate to find out, was that the pickup, the humbucker, in fact, that is in the neck, is, he tells me, a Gretsch Fidel Tron. No wonder it sounded nice, no wonder I liked it. Anyway, I'm still on my journey of discovery. I shall be doing some recording soon, and I'm 90% that this is what I'll be using. So, on to the topic of the day. Now, what I do need is I do use for recording an Alesis drum machine, the SR16, and so what I've got to go with it, which I think I may find significantly more useful, is the Alesis Nitro mesh drum kit. So let's open it up and see what we've got, see how easy they are to put together, and see what it sounds like. What I have noticed from the videos that I've watched is that although we know that you can certainly plug them into an amplifier, I've yet to find anybody who's actually plugged one in to an amplifier. Right, okay, so this is not quite as... I was rather thinking this might be a flippy lid, but that isn't happening. So, once we are down there, and let's see what's in the box. Can you see all of this? Let's have a look. So, many moons ago, I did in fact used to play drums in a band, in one of our local pub bands. But I touched a drum kit for an absolute eternity. I do have a drum kit of sorts. It's one of those flats drum kits, which I believe was made by Arbiter or Arbiter, whichever pronunciation you prefer. But this is going to make recording so much easier. I would hope, because I love the sounds from the Alesis SR16, and when I was talking to my mate Brian, he said that his advice was that I should avoid the plastic heads because it's like hitting, and this is a direct quote, because it's like hitting margarine tubs. He said, so go for a mesh kit, and that is what we've done. The other thing that I was very, very, very keen to have, so there's an even more budget version of this. Now, I bought this and collected it yesterday from Promenade Music in Morecambe. Brilliant shop, absolutely enormous, way, way bigger than I was expecting, to be perfectly honest. And so the other thing that I did want was an electronic drum kit that had an actual bass drum pedal beater, and apparently you can attach to one of these, because you can use whatever beater you wish for the bass drum, and apparently you can even attach a double beater, you know, the double bass drum beater. Not really an avenue that I care to explore. However, let's have a look and see what we've got. Well, these are beautifully packed, aren't they? It's very... Right, tell you what I'm going to do. So this is certainly, as we can see, parts of the rack. Let's have a quick look, see what we've got. And this'll guide you through it, doesn't it? Nice and easy, because we've got it tells you on every box what's going on in there. Can't wait for everything. Also, slightly weirdly, all the videos that I've seen, although we know obviously that there is an audio out on these, you don't actually see anybody. Oh, creepy. You don't actually see anybody plug one into an amp, which you will see tonight. Lovely stuff. So there is your... Now I think that all of these pads are 8 inches, and this is the only one that does have the margarine tub face on it. So you've also got clearly on the base here a couple of screws that you... God, what you do? I mean, come on, what are you going to do with those? Are you going to actually screw them into the floor? I can feel a large piece of plywood coming on. Right, okay, so that's this. What else have we got here? Oh, right, okay, so it really is easy. There is a drum pad, that. Oh, okay. Ah, yes. And you can tension these, obviously, as you can see with the with these little fittings here. So you can tension these to your preferred tightness. So that's good. Right. Well, yeah. So there's another. What you do get with these is, I think there's 3 toms. I think there's 3 toms and a snare drum. I can't remember just now. But 3 toms and a snare drum, and of course that bass drum thingy. Here's another drum pad, it tells me. So yeah, so we've got 2 more of those in here. Now, Promenade Music in Morecambe. I would have to say, they are brilliant. They are absolutely brilliant. Very, very warm, friendly, personal service, and they will explain absolutely everything about any piece of kit that they've got there that you would like to know, if you want to ask, and they will let you play with any of their toys. So kick pedal there, well, we know what that's going to look like. The module, which from what I understand will MIDI directly into my SR16, so I can obviously access different drum sounds and hopefully patterns too, but the drum module certainly does store stuff that you want to do. That's fairly straightforward, is it not? A pedal and accessories. So I assume, stuff that will fix the rack together. And cymbal pad. I'm hoping that there's more than one in there. Now, the one thing that I did read when I was researching these was that, there we go. So we've got, it actually tells you on here, 10-inch cymbal single zone. So wherever you hit it, it will only make the one sound or only trigger one sound. This one says, same again, 10-inch cymbal single zone. So this should be the hi-hat. Oh, right, okay. So it says exactly the same, 10-inch cymbal single zone. But what I do know, from what I've read, certainly, is that so I assume that when you plug it into the crash cymbal output, that it does do cymbal choke. So when you hit the cymbal, you can do that choke thing. So, right, I'm going to just open these, get all the bits out, and then we can have a look at them on the floor, and I will take the packing away so as we can have a decent look. Right. Right, okay, hang on. Right, well, I thought I'd just show you this because this is like the most weird game of Tetris that I've ever seen, because there's all the boxes back inside the case after I've emptied all the stuff, but I've still got TARDIS, that's what I'm thinking. So anyway, perhaps I'll work that out at some point in the future. Right, let's crack on to what we've got. So here's all of the bits, and as you can hopefully clearly see, what we have here is the bass drum beater. We've got 3 toms, which are all, I think, single zone, and this is the snare pad, which I think is dual zone. So you can apparently make, like rim shot noises by obviously hitting it on the rim. We've got the hi-hat sensor. There is indeed a dedicated hi-hat pad. So this is a 10-inch single zone cymbal. That will be the ride cymbal. Here we have another single zone cymbal. Oh, that's odd. And this one is the 10-inch cymbal, but as it tells you, with choke. So that when you strike this, if you want to make it sound like a real cymbal, you grab. So that's that. We have, of course, all of the scaffold here, where all the fit kits together on. All the kit fits together on. You've got the control module here. There's a bunch of electric-y stuff here for obviously the power supply and some other bits and bobs, and also an instruction manual, which is great. We've got some leads here, not open those yet, and of course the bits that will actually fit the toms to the scaffold. So one of these will be for the snare, not the snare, the hi-hat. So I'm going to put this lot together. I'll tell you how long it takes, and tell you how long it takes and how easy or difficult it is. So I'll do that, and I'll see you in a moment. So first thing I want to show you is the control module here, which at the back has got this old-fashioned multi-core computer style plug here, which benefits from all of these regular jacks here, which I assume will go into the various drum pads. There is one that is a little stereo. Is it 3.8 nil? So we'll see how those fit together. Right, okay, onward. So I've now got a rudimentary setup, if you'd care to have a butcher's. It was not difficult, to be perfectly honest with you. It probably took me about an hour or something like that. So as you can see, we've got 4 drum pads, a snare and 3 toms. We've got a ride cymbal here, a crash cymbal here, and this is the one with the choke feature on it. So you can obviously emulate that particular drummery thing. There is a hi-hat cymbal here, which is controlled with this foot sensor here. Obviously we've got the bass drum with the beater, which I've got to be honest with you, having looked at quite a few of these electronic drum kits, I did feel the need, and a little bit of research does tell me that if you're going to get one with a proper beater. Certainly, well, either if you're used to playing drums or not. So the final piece of the jigsaw is the control module. It says here that I'm to remove this before use. I wonder why. Oh well, there you go. Right, so what we, apart from the controls and buttons on there, which you'll just have to learn, and actually it looks as though we've got very, very similar outputs as has the SR16 Alesis drum machine, which is fabulous. So you've got mono and stereo outs from a standard 1/4-inch jack. You've got MIDI ports, you've got USB ports, and some other stuff on this side. That's where your power supply will go. And on this side, that's where you can plug your headphones in. Okay, so let's have that on. And which just slots into one of these little fixing things here, and you tighten it up, and that's that done. And really, the rest of it was pretty much the same. And the other thing that I would say is that you do have, and although it looks quite small, I reckon it's about right. I've got my old drum throne here, as they call it, which I reckon seems to be about the right kind of height. I'm perfectly happy with that. And so the remaining thing to do now is to find out where this lot goes. Well, actually, where it goes is pretty straightforward, apart from, of course, you have to follow the colour coding to make sure that you get each one into the right either drum or cymbal, because, of course, their operations do vary from piece to piece. And what was I going to show you? Oh yes, so all these have is on the back of each piece of equipment there's just a little jack socket. So and I can feel all of those, except for that one. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. So I can feel that in there. And yeah, very, very easy to adjust. So even if it was for a smaller human, you could turn these round and have them sat lower, or there's still room on both of the cymbals to increase the height. Of course, you can increase or decrease the pitch. So, and this is, it seems to be pretty robust. But the chances are I'll probably get a piece of ply and screw everything onto it. So, let's get it plugged in. There you are. Let's get it plugged in and have a listen. So here we are at the kit set up and plugged in. It's plugged into my old PV, whatever it's called, something or other, Rage Bandit, I'm not sure what. They do provide you with a new pair of sticks, but it seems a shame to take them out of the packet. I've got some nylon tipped things here, if that'll work. So, well, that works alright. Oh, another angle. Clearly. That's it. So that works. Well, there we go. It works, most certainly. So, I did play in Promenade Music in Morecambe. They had one of these set up, but one with the rubber pads, and these are in an absolute different world to the to those rubbery ones. There's no feedback from them, no report back. And of course you can change that. I think there's 40 different kits in the module here that you can muck about with, and there's yes, pre-programmed sounds and patterns and whatever that you can access. Also, of course, I can take the MIDI from this into the Alesis SR16 drum machine and yeah, use the sounds from there. So, what do I think? Well, only time will tell. Oh, let me try the hi-hat. Can't argue with that. So, all in all, I'm rather happy with this lot. Of course, I'll have a muck about with it and get it to my particular preferences. So thanks all ever so much for tuning in. And at the weekend, we've got a very, very, very nice guitar coming up that I would be surprised if you've heard of it. They're excellent guitars, but very, very little information out there. Can't find a stockist. Anyway, we'll have a look at that on Saturday. So it's adios amigos. Ciao.